Our next presenter is, she's already been mentioned once tonight, Rhonda McGaughey, presenting Amy Foose.
Who do I get, Chip or Terry? Wow. Okay. Oh, I get all of you. Awesome. Wow, what a great turnout we have, and I will try to go along here. This is going to be tough here. Okay. Tonight I have the honor to introduce Amy Foose as an inductee. This person is very special to me and my family, but not only to us, but to Dos Pueblos Chargers, past, present, and the future. Amy has had a personality. This is what made her stand out, and by living her life every day to the fullest. Diagnosed with Progeria, that didn't stop her at all for her accomplishments. Okay. Her positive attitude, personality, sense of humor, and spirit. Amy wanted to do everything. Trying out for cheer, and let me tell you, it was pretty hard because back then we had to try out in front of our student government, which was about 50 people, our peers, and they were the ones who voted us in, yay or nay. She did not make it. However, Amy, at that time, with her spirit, courage, and strength, she continued on. She became the JV mascot, and boy, was she the best DP mascot ever at Dos Pueblos. I remember watching her driving her car, Model T, I think it was you made her, driving it up and down after every single touchdown Dos Pueblos had at UCSB. Up and down. Woohoo, Amy. With Amy's determination, by never giving up, she tried out for usherettes. And as I recall, back in the day, I think they used to phone call you to say if you had made the team or not. And I just remember the story. But in her case, at that time, she didn't get that call. As she waited, and it went past the time of the time, I think it was 9 o'clock or something like that, they would call you. She didn't get that phone call. Thinking it might not happen, with her positive attitude to move on, with the situation, she never gave up. Well, it was late, but the family had a knock at the door. Much to their surprise, it was a door filled with all other usherettes, and instead of calling her, they came here to give her the news of making that elite group of young ladies. In her passing, December 19th, 1985, the Foose family wanted her spirit, courage, and strength to live on. And they thought, how can we do this? Well, hence the helmet car. Sam Foose, her father and family, he's the owner of Project Design here in Goleta from many years ago, came up with a perfect way to continue Amy. I did put this down thinking that it was Terry's old VW, but it wasn't. I found out it wasn't. So what happened was Sam and Chip decided to design the helmet car, and it was put together with the shop crew of Project Design and with the best hand detailed of our mascot logo. That's on the side of the helmets and was personally painted by Amy's brother, Chipper. We called him Chipper. I know everyone else calls him Chip. This was a Foose family effort. Sam and Terry Foose, along with oldest sister, Lindy, class of 1980, Chip, brother, class of 1982, and Jody, sister, class of 1984, and with the help from Project Design crew, donated this helmet car to Dos Pueblos High School in the memory of Amy, and giving the title Amy for spirit, courage, and strength. And I'd like to welcome Amy to the Hall of Fame 2016. Amy Foose. And here we are.
Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, the Foose family bleeds blue and gold also. You know, when I think of Amy, I think of love and friendship. Because Amy had... Everybody that met Amy just fell in love with Amy. And the amazing thing about Amy is, with all of her obstacles, she was my biggest inspiration, because never once did I ever hear her complain. Ever. She just went forward with all the enthusiasm that you could ever possibly imagine. Now, I played YFL, Youth Football League, for years and years, and she was a cheerleader for every one of those teams with my sister Jody. And I know when she got into high school, she wanted to be a cheerleader so bad, and she tried out every year. Unfortunately, she didn't make it, but when she was the mascot, you know, my father and I bought her a little car, and my mom made her a little helmet, or a little horse head, and she was Charlie Charger out there on the football game, and she loved doing that. But as I said, everyone that met Amy fell in love with Amy. And I know that one of her best friends later in life was John Stamos. He's another actor. And John took Amy everywhere, and she absolutely adored going places with him. But what a man to come in and become Amy's best friend and take her. She had a rich life. She got to do so many great things and met so many people and was a great inspiration for all of us. And I remember after I had graduated, she was going to be doing one of the lunchtime activities office deals. And I remember I was in the activities office, and Amy was in there with some of her friends. And as I said, Amy never complained. Amy was only 3 feet 2 inches tall, weighed 26 pounds, didn't have a single hair on her head. And I remember she was in the activities office with this absolutely beautiful girl. And this girl was talking to Amy, telling her how she didn't want to go out and do this presentation because she couldn't get her hair to look right. And at the time I was thinking, how could you say this to Amy? And I was kind of upset about it. But it wasn't until later that I realized this was a real friend to Amy. Because she treated like she would treat anybody else. And that's what Amy had, was real, true friends. And I thank you for this honor for Amy. I accept it on behalf of the whole family. And Amy was truly a Dos Pueblos Charger. Here's the 50 years. And I hope there's many, many more. Not just another 50, but 100, 150, 200. Thank you, Rhonda.
Thank you, Rhonda.